Chapter 1, verse 32 to 33. Nakankshe Vijayam Krishna Nacha Rajam Sukhani Cha Kim no Rajyena Govinda Kim Bhoger Jivetina Vayasham Arthe Kankshitam no Rajyam Bhoga Sukhani Chata Ima Vasthita Yuddhe Pranams Tyaktva Dhanani Cha. O Krishna, I do not desire victory, kingdom, or the happiness accruing to it. Of what avail will be a kingdom, pleasures, or even life itself, when the very persons for whom we covet them are standing before us for battle? Taking away someone's life itself is immoral, and killing a relative is considered even more sinful. Arjuna was in a dilemma. What would he gain with victory achieved by such a heinous act? It would not give him any joy, as he would have lost all the people who mattered to him. Detachment to worldly assets is a commendable virtue. Even though Arjuna's thoughts were moral and virtuous, they were not spiritual sentiments. They were budding out of compassion and attachment towards his relatives. Spiritual sentiments bestow peace, harmony, and happiness to a soul. However, Arjuna's situation was not such. He was disillusioned, confused, and losing control over his body and mind. Chapter 1, verse 34 to 35. Acharya Pitara Putras Tathaiva Cha Pitamaha Matula Shvashura Pautra Shyala Sambandhinas Tatha Etan na hantum ichhami Khnato pi madhusudana api Trailokya Rajasya Hetoh kim nu mahi krite. Teachers, fathers, sons, grandfathers, maternal uncles, grandsons, fathers-in-law, grandnephews, brothers-in-law, and other kinsmen are present here, staking their lives and riches. O Madhusudan, I do not wish to slay them, even if they attack me. If we kill the sons of Dhritarashtra, what satisfaction will we derive from the dominion over the three worlds? What to speak of this earth? Arjuna looked at the vast gathering of warriors on the battlefield and started considering his relationships with them. His teachers, Dronacharya and Kripacharya, Grand Uncle Bhishma and Somadutta, Purishrava, Somdatta's son, Kuntibhoj, Purujit, Shalya, and Shakuni, his maternal uncles. The 100 Kauravas were his uncle Dhritarashtra's sons. Their sons, grandsons, and several other relatives had all assembled there prepared for a battle till death. Twice in this verse, Arjuna used the word api, which means even though. He addresses Sri Krishna as Madhusudan, the killer of a demon named Madhu, and says, O Madhusudan, I do not wish to kill them even though I am aware they are eager to do so. Again, he says, even though for the sake of victory over the three worlds we fight, what joy would we get by killing our own folks? Chapter 1, verse 36 to 37. Nihatya Dhartarashtran Nahka priti shaj janardana papam eva shrayad asman hatvaitan atatayina tasman narha vayam hantum dhartarashtran sabandhavan swajanam hi katham hatva sukhina shama madhava. O maintainer of all living entities, what pleasure will we derive from killing the sons of Dhritarashtra? Even though they may be aggressors, sin will certainly come upon us if we slay them. Hence, it does not behoove us to kill our own cousins, the sons of Dhritarashtra, and friends. O Madhav, Krishna, how can we hope to be happy by killing our own kinsmen? Similar to the previous verses, Arjun continues to explicate his unwillingness to kill his relatives by using the words even though again. Addressing Sri Krishna as Janardhana, sustainer of the populace, he said, "Even though I am aware that they are willing to attack us, I feel it would be a sin to kill my uncle Dhritarashtra's sons." Then addressing him as Madhav, goddess Lakshmi's husband, Arjun said, "It is not proper on our part to kill our cousins and relatives. How can we ever be happy by doing such a deed? Under most circumstances, killing or taking someone's life is considered a grave sin, which subsequently causes guilt and repentance. The Vedas state, Ma hinshyat sarva bhutani, do not kill any living being. Unless absolutely necessary in an extreme situation, violence in any form is a sin, and non-violence a superior virtue. In Arjun's case, even though the enemy's wrong deeds were unpardonable, he was not willing to kill them, considering it to be immoral. However, according to Vasishtha Smriti, verse 319, under 6 circumstances it is acceptable to kill. In order to protect themselves from such enemies who have set fire to their property, tried to poison them, conspired to murder, loot their wealth, kidnap or dishonor their women, or seize their kingdom. Even the Manu Smriti 8.351 mentions that it is not considered a sin if someone kills an attacker in self-defense. Chapter 1, verse 38 to 39. Yadi ape etena pashanti lobhopahata chetasa kulakshaya kritam dosham mitra drohe cha patakam kathamna jneyam asmabhi papad asman nivartitum kulakshaya kritam dosham prapashyadbhir janardana. Their thoughts are overpowered by greed, and they see no wrong in annihilating their relatives or wreaking treachery upon friends. Yet, O Janardhan, Krishna, why should we, who can clearly see the crime in killing our kindred, not turn away from this sin? Arjun was a proclaimed warrior, but due to his righteous nature, he tried to avoid violence whenever possible. This side of his character is well revealed in an incident that took place towards the end of the Mahabharat war. Duryodhana was badly injured, and only a handful of warriors were remaining on the Kaurava side. Ashwatthama was one of them. He wanted to avenge his father Dronacharya and his friends Kaurava's death. He sneaked into the Pandava camp at night while everyone was fast asleep and went on a carnage. Several warriors, including Draupadi's 5 sons, were killed in this attack. The Pandavas, along with Draupadi and Sri Krishna, were away that night. When they returned to the camp, they were devastated. Arjuna went after Ashwatthama, caught him and threw him at the feet of Draupadi, who was grieving the death of her young sons. Bhim was raged and wanted to kill Ashwatthama right away. But Draupadi was a soft-hearted lady of forgiving nature. She said that Ashwatthama was their Guru Drona's son and a Brahmin, therefore they should forgive him. Arjuna was unsure what to do next and wanted guidance from Sri Krishna, who then said, "A respect-worthy Brahmin must be forgiven even if he may have temporarily fallen from virtue. But a person who approaches to kill with a lethal weapon must certainly be punished." Arjuna understood what the Lord meant. He did not kill Ashwatthama. Instead, he cut his Brahmin's tuft, removed the jewel of immense power from his forehead, and let him go. Ritvik Purohitacharya er Matullatid Sanshritai Balavrid Haturair Vaidyair Janatisam Bandhi Bandhavaye Manu Smriti 4:179. One should not squabble with the Brahmin who performs the fire sacrifice, the family priest, teacher, maternal uncle, guest, dependent children, elders, doctor, or relatives. Arjuna was aware that killing one's own relatives was a great sin. He said to Sri Krishna, "Greed has blinded them, Kauravas, and they do not realize that it is a great sin to kill their own relatives and friends. But why should we do the same thing when we can avoid this transgression?" Chapter 1, verse 40. Kulakshaye pranashyanti, kula dharma, sanatana dharme nashte kulam kritsnam. Adharmo bhibhavati uta. When a dynasty is destroyed, its traditions get vanquished, and the rest of the family becomes involved in irreligion. The elder members of the family bear age-old traditions, customs, ideals, and noble values of a community, which they pass on to their next generations. These traditions help nurture moral values in families and build religious propriety in a society. If the elders die early, their valuable knowledge goes with them, and in the absence of proper guidance, the next generation sways away from the virtuous path. Therefore, Arjuna was of the opinion that the elders of a family should be spared.